Investengine is a great option for UK investors who want to invest into ETFs. In this video, I'm going to show you why. For full transparency before we start, this is not a paid or sponsored video. So first of all, what is Investengine? It's an investing platform which includes an app for your mobile phone, and you can invest into ETFs through this platform, exchange traded funds. There are options such as individual savings account or ISAs, general accounts. There's also even a business account option. But to be very clear, it is not for buying individual shares, and it's not for buying funds that aren't traded on an exchange. So it is completely ETF focused. So perhaps you don't want to stock pick. Maybe you want to transact your funds through the stock market. Perhaps you're time poor, or maybe you want some professional help. These are the sort of investors that this platform can assist. And the reason it can assist is actually there are two options. You, in every case, have the DIY option, which carries lower fees. The DIY option means you select the ETFs. And there's also a managed option where you answer some questions in terms of your risk profile, and Investengine will select ETFs. With both of these approaches, it's possible to have the usual accumulation ETFs or the income ETFs where the dividends are actually paid out to you as income. In fact, you feel quite annoyed sometimes where you have an ETF or a stock where the price is very, very high, let's say £1,000. Great news is that Investengine allows you to buy fractional shares in the ETFs. It's a great additional feature there. Now, I haven't seen that anywhere else. I haven't checked every single platform, of course, but I haven't seen that in the platforms that I use. Additionally, there's another great feature where you can actually share your portfolio simply, and that could be through sending a link so someone can get into your portfolio to see it, or indeed you can share via social media. So it's quite a nice extra touch for those of you that like to talk about these things with your friends and colleagues. And the ETF range is substantial, and it includes the much sought after Vanguard ETFs. Got index tracker ETFs in there, commodity ETFs, and much more. So there's quite a good range of ETFs that you can access through this platform. So it all sounds good so far, but what about the cost? So on the cost, do you get frustrated by monthly ISA or account fees? If so, please know that there are no such fees here. There are no ISA fees. There are no setup fees. There are no buying fees, no selling fees, and no withdrawal fees. And a quick shout out there to the eToro users. However, there are ETF costs, and there's a spread between the buy and the sell, which is where they can make their money. On the managed portfolios, the cost is higher than the DIY. In fact, there's a 0.25% annual Investengine fee on your managed portfolio. On DIY, that's actually 0%, so that's pretty cool. Now, the ETF charges, they start from just 0.05% per year. That's comparable with the low charges on index funds. The average growth ETF charge is 0.15%, and the average income ETF charge is 0.25%. Pretty low charges, certainly lower than mutual funds, and you still get that diversification if that's what you're after from some of these ETFs or even sector specialism. The spread, which I mentioned, that average is 0.07%, so it is quite a small spread. In fact, there's even a cost tool on the website. You can calculate costs on the managed growth or income portfolios. You can actually see the impact of the costs on your investments. I'm really happy with this. It's great because transparency on costs is very important. First, it gives you trust as a user. And as the great Terry Smith says in his book, Investing for Growth, and there's a link in the bio for that one, fees are one of the biggest negative impacts of your performance. You need to understand them fully and minimize them as much as possible, and that's what he does in running his fund. Now, further to keep costs down, Investengine actually only trades once per day. There's an advantage on the cost side, but it's a disadvantage on the speed side. So the customer orders, you can only order up to 2 p.m. All these orders are aggregated and then transacted as one transaction for each of these ETFs. But overall, on the cost side, I think compared to some of the big UK brokers such as Hargreaves Lansdown and AJ Bell, they do compare very favourably on the costs in terms of the ETFs. Now, if you had trouble perhaps getting in touch with your broker before, getting clear answers out of them, the solution here on Investengine, support is available Monday to Friday, and that support's available from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So that's great, bigger than standard business hours. It takes into account people, therefore, that are able to contact them outside of those business hours before or after work. There's even Saturday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So there's a good availability of customer service there. And I've been on the interweb and I found this, which is the Trustpilot reviews. That's very important to note when reviewing these platforms around the security and compliance. So Investengine is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK. Some other notable points, they do pool the customer assets with NatWest, so a reputable bank, and your money is separate to the company's money, so there shouldn't be any concerns with that. And there's also the applicable financial services compensation scheme, that's £85,000 per person. That does apply. And I'll put a link down below as well if you want to read more about that, because that's an important point. So if you like the sound of Investengine and you're looking to invest in ETFs, please consider using my link below. So although I'm not actively paid for this review, and I've had a look and researched the platform, there is a welcome bonus for you. If you invest £100 or more after going through that registration process from the link, you would receive a bonus of £25. So there's something there for you. Terms and conditions do apply. And as always, capital's at risk when investing, so please bear that in mind. I'm not recommending you that you should use Investengine or invest in Investengine. This is just my review of the platform. I think overall it's very positive in that you've got very low costs. Seems like a good interface. You can share your portfolios, and there's a good range of ETFs if indeed you are an ETF investor. The downsides are, in summary, that you can't do individual stocks and shares, so it's ETFs only. You've got that once a day trade, so there's a speed factor there. So that's my review of Investengine. Hope you found it useful, and if any of you are users of Investengine, please do comment below. I'd love to share. What I want to do is kind of get a bit of a list here of everyone's experiences, so that any new users coming and watching the video, reading the comments, can get a nice wide range of experiences on the Investengine platform, so we can offer a bit of value to people that could potentially considering it. So thank you very much for watching,